northern areas of Pakistan are one example of such enchanted beauty of nature. Here, the world's greatest mountain ranges unite. The Himalayas, which literally means the snowland, the Karakoram and Hindu Kush ranges are characterized by high elevations, steep-sided rough peaks and high-altitude glaciers of astounding size. This region also draws attention from the social sector due to the severe damage that global warming has caused to the area. Melting of glaciers can cause flooding and soil erosion. Climate change has become an important factor of extreme events such as GLOF, droughts, and heavy rainfall events. As glaciers melt, glacial lakes are formed, and water is filled up in natural moraine or in ice dams at the bottom or on top of these glaciers. The moraine or ice dams containing the lakes can breach suddenly due to extreme volumes of water, leading to glacial lake outburst floods, GLOF.
Pakistan is probably one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change on the planet. In fact, it's one of the 10 most vulnerable countries to climate change. Not only is climate change going to affect all of our environment, but it's going to have very deep consequences on livelihoods, on security, on international relations, and on Pakistan's capacity to tackle poverty reduction, to tackle its development challenges. So the responsibility to tackle these challenges is of everybody, of course of the government, but of every institution, the private sector, and institutions like UNDP are here to support that.
In past, GLOF events have occurred every 3 to 10 years in the Himalayas with varying degrees of socio-economic impact. From 1950 till now, floods have caused severe destruction worth billions of rupees and have accounted up for thousands of lives. A total of 35 destructive outburst floods have been recorded in the Karakoram region, and at least 11 surges of exceptional scale have been recorded so far. As a result, lives, livelihoods, infrastructure, and economic assets have been damaged. Disaster management is a relatively new field in Pakistan. Work is being done in the country to increase community resilience against monsoonal floods and seismic activity. However, taking measures to reduce the impact of climate change is neglected. Recognizing the potential threat of GLOF to the northern communities of Pakistan due to climate change and the anticipated severe damage, UNDP and the government of Pakistan initiated a project called Reducing Risks and Vulnerabilities from Glacial Lake Outburst Floods in northern Pakistan, in Bagrot in Gilgit and Bandugol in Chitral. The aim of the project was to enable vulnerable communities to have a better understanding of the issues and improve community resilience for effective response to glacial lake outburst and to encourage adaptation to growing climate change. Pakistan GLOF project conducted glacial lake outburst floods awareness raising workshops and disseminated IEC material to increase awareness of GLOF threats among all stakeholders and other associated political, developmental and academic entities. Risk and vulnerability assessment along with hazard mapping has been completed by Pakistan GLOF project in Bagrot, Gilgit and Bandugol, Chitral. 2 weather observatories have been installed by Pakistan GLOF project in Gilgit and Chitral districts to monitor and record basic metadata. In order to decrease the impact of GLOF in terms of human and material loss, Pakistan GLOF project has installed automated weather stations at Gilgit and will soon be installing them in Chitral as well. This will allow high-altitude meteorological and hydrological data to be recorded. These automated weather stations will transmit real-time data to Pakistan Meteorological Department, which will help in devising an early warning system for the community at large. Pakistan GLOF project has involved and trained the community by forming community-based hazard watch groups and disaster management committees to monitor and report emerging threats from glacial lake outburst. Engineering structures for mitigating glacial lake outburst floods risk for the downstream communities have been designed and their costing has been completed. All of the structural interventions are expected to complete in due course. More than 26,000 people directly benefited from the project, and indirect beneficiaries of the project are more than 1 million people of the vulnerable mountain communities in northern Pakistan.
The project has enhanced the access of policymakers, disaster management planners, and researchers to the information, knowledge, and literature on GLOF and other climate change-induced disasters through workshops, coordination meetings, IAC material, media campaigns, developing linkages, and communication networks. We have initiated construction of climate change mitigation structures like divergence spurs, check dams, and gabion walls, and facilitated target communities information of valley-based disaster risk management committees. The project has also conducted and documented series of GLOF-related case studies and reports, which are now accessible to local, national, and international community for knowledge sharing and further research on GLOF and other glacier and water-related issues.
Today, the targeted communities are cooperating with Pakistan GLOF project in implementing the project, reducing risks and vulnerabilities from glacial lake outburst floods in northern Pakistan, realizing that if they all do not take adaptive measures, regardless of what environmental conditions currently prevail, the enchanted valleys they grew up in, the people they grew up with, the houses they have always been living in, their crops and livestock, which is the main source of their livelihoods, and their entire ecosystem with heavenly physical and cultural beauty will get washed away in a glimpse.